Alright, class, so we are going to tackle one of these tasks without me there, okay? So that means you guys need to be on the ball and be working hard, okay? And when it says give time to actually do it, actually try to do the problem, okay? Alright, so first of all, you need to make sure that everybody has one of these. So if you don't have one, you should probably grab one from the guest teacher. So guest teacher, if you need to pause right here, well, then pause right here. Alright, so we should all have this in front of us, okay? So let's take a look. We've done something similar to this. So, if we look at this, we've got at the beginning is that, then after 1 minute, at 2 minutes, and this one gives us even more, at 3 minutes, and at 4 minutes, okay? So the first thing you need to do is take a few minutes and you need to describe and label the pattern of change you see in the above sequence of figures. So, let's have you guys try that. Let's give ourselves about 3 to 4 minutes. So let's pause the video and take a look at that. Alright, so hopefully you've all had a chance. If not, hurry and pause it now. But if so, then let's take a look and see what we see. So, describe and label the pattern. So if we look at this, what we should notice is that we've got 3 different spots, right? Okay, and on each of these dots, what happens? After 1 minute, now we have 2 per each. And those look like cute little eyeballs now, don't they? Well, some of them cute, some of them not so cute. Okay, then we go again, and now, so we go, 1 each here, right? To then 2 each right here. Now we've got 4 in each spot. Okay, so in other words, a total of 3 at the beginning. Then at 1 minute we've got 6. Okay, then we've got 12 total as we keep looking. Okay, then we see we've got those 4, and we've got 4 more in each section. So now we've got 36, right? Not 36. Why did you guys let me write 36? 24. Okay. Then we take a look at these, okay, and we see that we've now got 48. So we should be able to spot a pattern here, okay? Now, we're used to those arithmetic patterns, and we'd say, oh, you'd add 3, then you'd add 6, then you'd add 12, then you'd add 24, right? Except then it's not arithmetic, okay? So that pattern's not going to work. So what's another way we can describe this? Okay. Well, let's see. Looks like for each spot, we're taking that same amount, and we are then doubling it, okay? So we could say that our pattern is we are doubling each minute. Okay, or mathematically we call that multiplying by 2. Okay, so there's our pattern. So now let's take a look at number 2. Assuming that the sequence continues in the same way, how many dots are there at 5 minutes? Okay, so along with showing how many, I want you guys to draw what the picture should look like, and you may need to do that on, an empty space. Okay, so draw what you think the picture would look like, as well as telling me how many dots there are at 5 minutes. Again, 3 to 5 minutes should all be, you shouldn't need even that much time. So have the guest teacher pause it now and get it done. So you should have paused that, and you should have a number for me now, okay? But let's think about what it would look like first. So each one of these, right, we're going to double. So if I'm thinking about what it's going to look like, let me clear some ink here. Okay, basically I'm just going to kind of go off of this one. It's going to look something like this, right, for each one. Right? So I've got to do the same on this. We're doubling each portion. So this one would also double. We'll do half of it on this side and half on this side. So look something like that, right? Pretty big. You probably got mad at me for making you try to draw it. And how many would it have? Well, we had 3, then 6, then 12, then 24, then 48. So it would be, yep, 96. Okay, now I want you guys to write a recursive formula to describe how many dots there's going to be after t minutes. Okay, so t is our formula, or our variable, okay? So instead of a sub n, here you're going to do a sub t, okay, for that recursive formula. And remember, the recursive formula is the next term equals the previous term, and then the growth, okay? You also need where it starts, okay? So take another 5 minutes and try to do this one, okay? So have your guest teacher pause it at this time and try it. By the way, if you need to try to work with someone to remember how to do this, that's fine too. Alright, so you should have had that. So remember, normally when we do the next, we did a sub n equals, and then the previous n minus 1. Then when we were doing those arithmetics, we added the pattern, right? And then we went a sub 0 for our beginning or start, and whatever that number was. Okay, so in this case, we're doing a sub t. So for my next, a sub t equals a sub t minus 1, right? Because that stands for, you know, the previous to get to the next, okay? And what is our pattern here? Well, down here we said we were timesing by 2, or doubling, right? So we times by 2, okay? No reason I can't put times by 2 if that's my growth. Okay, then a sub 0, remember that was our beginning term because it stands for 0 minutes. We had 3. So our recursive equation should look something like that. Okay? Alright, now think about what we did for the explicit formula. Okay, how many dots there will be after t minutes. Okay, so you could do d for dots, or you could do, again, a sub t if you wanted to. Okay, would equal, remember, same idea. Where did we start? How does it grow? Okay, so that could be the total dots. Alright, so let's pause this and take another 5 to 10 minutes to see if we can get this one. Again, you can work together if you need to, just stay in your desks. Pause it now. Alright, so our explicit formula, okay, so I'm going to just use a sub t. I'll also do it as d equals, so either one. So these are two separate, or I guess the same thing, so you don't need them twice, okay? So our start number we know is 3 from our arithmetic, also from looking at this. So we start at 3, and then what are we doing each time? Well, we said we're timesing by 2. So I'm timesing by 2 each time, right? But I don't know how many times I'm timesing by 2, so I don't want to put it all out there. And what's the shortcut for repeated multiplication? We should remember is, and I don't want to use an x, is an exponent. So my explicit is actually a sub t equals 3 times 2 to the t power. Okay? Or d equals 3 times 2 to the t power. Okay? And that's what my explicit would look like to do this. Okay? So again, they both still use the starting number and how it grows, and we just do it in the two different ways. Okay? Alright guys, there we go. So we're done with this portion, and now we can move on. So let's start the next thing.